Welcome back to incredibly useful exercises for the double bass, where we condition specific aspects of our performance in short, stolen moments. Today, we'll drill our shifting technique, tetrachord tuning, and left-hand finger action in short, quick, four-note whole and half-step patterns. Let's play the four-note progressive scale by the amazing Jeff Braditich, the Regents Professor of Double Bass at the University of North Texas School of Music.
I want to thank Joey Nager for his generous support of this series. Joey has been my go-to luthier for over 5 years. He sculpted my fingerboards buzz-free on both my 1850 English orchestra bass and my solo bass, making them so easy to play, and his tone work on my basses keeps them sounding full, free, and beautiful. Many professional working bassists throughout Texas rely on Joey for fixing and maintaining their treasured instruments. The Joey Nager prize-winning basses are also wonderful instruments. Please visit Joey's website listed below, and if you happen to be in the Houston area, pay him a visit to play his basses and to see how he can improve the playability and tone of your instrument.
Four-note progressive scales are 2 minutes long, control is high at 5, velocity is 4, power and endurance are a 3, mindfulness is a 2, and coordination and expression are 1. We practice this for the exercise and conditioning of a fast, accurate, and powerful left-hand motion, and for the exercise and mastery of precise tuning using a tetrachord, which is another word for a four-note scale. There's another episode of incredibly useful exercises called tetrachord warmups, where we learned about and practiced 5 types of tetrachords: major, minor, Lydian, harmonic minor, and augmented. Minor is this, minor is this, Lydian is half and 2 whole steps, harmonic minor, and augmented. That exercise has us play all tetrachord patterns starting on the same note, then moving the starting note up a half step. Click on the link at the end to review the tetrachord warm-ups. It'll actually help when we play the four-note scale pattern. But here, in Jeff's exercise, we do the same thing, but we use the patterns in a progressive A major scale instead of sticking to just one note. Since there's no harmonic minor, we'll just be drilling 4 tetrachords. Measure 1 is major. Then I go up to the second note in measure 2 and play minor. Measure 3 is Lydian. And measure 4 is the only augmented pattern. And then the pattern almost repeats exactly. Measure 5 is major. Measure 6 is minor. Measure 7 is Lydian. And finally, measure 8 is major, exactly like measure 1, where the pattern starts all over again. Knowing the names of these tetrachords is critical to a musician because it's how we build our scales. If we play 2 major tetrachords in a row, we get a major scale. If we play 2 minor tetrachords, we get a form of a minor scale. 2 Lydian tetrachords makes a Lydian scale. It's incredibly useful when we start improvising and for understanding Western musical vocabulary. The learning curve for the 4-note progressive scale isn't as steep as the 3-note progressive scale was. First, learn the shifts in the 1-octave versions. I first break up the slurs to line the shifts up with the bow change. Every shift happens on the 3rd note so that we can work in groups of 2. Once you understand the groupings and shifting locations, then adding the slur isn't too bad. Just remember to release the weight of the shifting finger slightly during the shift to reduce friction and tension. We don't want an audible slide during the shift, so I also release the weight of the bow a little bit during the shift. I don't want to slow it down, I just want it clean. Also, Just like in the three-note scale, we need to choose exactly where we'll change from fourth finger to third finger and back. Remember, playing on the neck is easy with fourth finger, and playing in the upper position with third finger is easy. But we have to choose when to maneuver around the neck block in the break. I'm not always consistent with this. I change where I do this because I've spent a lot of time working this position. In the last couple of years, I've exercised my fourth finger up to the A on the G string. I found that using my fourth finger on G sharp is actually my favorite way to play the high notes in Beethoven 5 and Mendelssohn 4. It's gimmicky, but it gives me a higher batting average on my intonation up there. But sometimes I'll drill my third finger because that's how I first learned it, and I need to keep it strong. Just remember that there's no right way to do it, but you do have to choose where you're going to make the switch. It needs to happen somewhere in measures 3, 4, or 5. I've written in parenthetical fingerings there so you can explore the options. Wherever you choose, do it the same on the way back down. Then stick with your choice for about 3 months. After it's securely in your muscle memory, then you can fiddle around with it. I really like pairing this exercise with the three-note progressive scale in my workouts. That scale drills very small shifts, half and whole steps. By contrast, the vomits exercise works the largest shifts over the entire fingerboard. The four-note progressive scale expands on the three-note pattern by focusing mainly on minor third shifts, with an occasional major third thrown in. So these two exercises together are exceptional at developing your quick, accurate, small, weighted shifting skills. So here's how we do it. I'll play all 3 variations, the first and second octave, and then the full exercise. That way you can pick which one is right for you. They're all valuable, but they work different skill sets. I'll shift on the third note of each pattern, listening carefully to the half-step tuning of each tetrachord. I'll release the weight of the shifting finger slightly during the shift, and I'll lead the shifts with my elbow in the lower octave. Before I play, I plan my recovery strategy because once I start, I don't let any mistake or fatigue stop me, just like in live performance. I'll keep my fingers close to the strings and work to avoid flyaway fingers. Like all the other exercises, if I lose my rhythm or miss a shift, I'll just slow down until I find my place and then keep going. Ready? Let's play. Here's the first octave. 1, 2, ready, go. And now, here's the second octave. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. And finally, here's the full exercise over the whole fingerboard. 1, 2, ready, play. And that is the 4-note progressive scale. So good for velocity, tuning, and finger action. For more exercises like this, and for insight into the virtuosic and musical mind of Jeff Braditich, check out his really wonderful book, Double Bass: The Ultimate Challenge, at his website, braditichfoundation.org. Link is in the description. One of my favorite one-hour workouts is a superset of 4 exercises. These 4-note progressive scales, the 3-note progressive scales, tetrachord warm-ups, and Max's Magic. It's similar to a gym workout where you pick 4 machines, you hit each one in order, and then you just repeat that sequence 2 more times. I play these 4 exercises straight through with rests in between, and then I play them again in order 2 more times. That takes about an hour, and it gets amazing results in my left hand speed, power, and precision. Try it a few times and see how it works. It takes some getting used to, but it's good structure, and that kind of fire and forget workout always gets great results. Have fun with it. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you find the 4-note progressive scales as useful for your performance as it has been for mine. I present this in the way that I've used and benefited from it. It's not the only way to practice or approach finger action, quick shifts, or tetrachord tuning. Adapt these ideas to your style of curiosity, conditioning, playing, or teaching. Practice this and all exercises in the series in short, stolen moments, or incorporate them into your regular conditioning routine. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and leave any questions, comments, observations, success stories, or suggestions below. Please check out the incredibly useful exercises series of workout books, available in paperback and ebook on the Amazon site in your country. I look forward to you joining me next time. Thank you, and be well, friends.